Oliver Anthony surges to global number one on Apple Music as overnight sensations during Lament for America. Richmond, north of Richmond, dominates airwaves. Now, the reason why I kind of wanted to cover this news article is also because Oliver Anthony basically kind of came out of nowhere, right? Got super popular, and the interesting thing about this is because of how viral his song went, and a lot of people made it like an extreme political issue, etc. He has gotten so much traction on that song, which basically is okay. The best way to explain it is basically the equivalent of someone buying like a $20 lottery ticket and making millions of dollars, because he's probably on track with how viral this has gone and how many sales he has gotten, because I think he has actually reached over 100,000 purchases of his song on just Apple Music. He's probably very close to be on the trajectory of making millions of dollars potentially just from this one song, because it's still going to keep spreading and spreading and spreading potentially for weeks. So he could literally make millions of dollars from this song, which, by the way, props to him. The only thing is, when someone gets this type of money, this type of attention in a very short amount of time, you got to be very, very careful. Now, I don't know if he's an independent artist or anything like that, which does factor in as to how much money he could potentially make. But let's just say that he is independent for this example. He could be potentially making disgustingly godly amounts of money. I remember listening to this podcast of someone who does music, and they're completely independent, and I think they get about 60 million streams per month, and I think they're making $260,000 a month from just music streaming, right? On Let me actually specifically look it up. Let's see, what is it? What is it? My first million music stream C something. I forget the person's name. Hold on. My first million videos. Okay, yeah. So Connor Price makes 240K per month from Spotify streaming, basically, right? So it wouldn't be completely out of line where this guy potentially makes millions of dollars from his actual sales of his song, plus potentially 5 to 6 figures a month from his music streaming. Now, who knows how long that could potentially last for, right? But what I really want to portray, express is that for someone like Oliver Anthony or anyone like him that gets this crazy amount of money very quickly, you need to structure your finances in a way so that you are good and you can basically do music full time for the rest of your life, even if you're not able to make good amount of money from it ever again. So the way to do this is, for Oliver Anthony or anyone similar in his situation, it doesn't have to be a music thing, but just basically if you're about to come into crazy amounts of money very quickly, this is what you need to do. You need to pay off all your debt. You need to create an emergency fund about 3 to 6 months. For him, maybe 6 months to a year, because I think he has a goal potentially of building his own farm. So with that goal, maybe 6 months to a year of an emergency fund. Then start automatically putting money towards investments every single month. Just automate it so that you never really got to think about that. Then you want to be able to find something like his farm to just purchase it in cash, don't get debt. Because the main thing that you really want to do, especially in this type of situation, is to minimize your risk so much that if nothing else happens good again in your life in terms of like making good amount of money, he could be in a situation where now he could just be making music for free if he wanted to. He could be raising, farm animals on his farm if he wanted to and never make any money from it ever again. Like he has the potential to make millions of dollars in a very short amount of time and basically be financially retired, which is amazing. But again, let's continue into this article. So, Virginia factory worker Oliver Anthony has a certified hit on his hands with Rich Men North of Richmond as the song has soared to number one on Apple Music's global charts. The song, released in early August, is sitting at the top alongside notable names like Taylor Swift, Doja Cat, Travis Scott, and fellow country singer Morgan Wallen. Richmond, North of Richmond, has gained mass notoriety for his bone chilling portrayal of life for the average man in the United States. Lyrics include Lord is a damn shame, what the world has gotten to, for people like me and you, for people like me and people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true. So the music video for this song, which includes Anthony strumming a guitar and singing soulfully to camera, has amassed more than 18 million views in a week. And the thing is, I wouldn't be surprised if this video gets up to like 40 to 50 million views over the next couple months. Let's see. Yep, number one. Anthony, who lives in Farmville, an hour outside of Richmond, has said this song is meant to share the struggles of the blue-collar worker. The universal thing I see is no matter how much effort they put into whatever it is they're doing, they can't quite get ahead because the dollar's not worth enough. They are being overtaxed, Anthony said. I want to be a voice for those people, and not just them, but humans in general. The singer-songwriter explained of Rich Men North of Richmond. As long as you're above the dirt, you've got a fighting chance, he continued. On Spotify, the song has captured nearly 6 million listens in just 5 days. It is also currently being predicted as a contender to hit number one on Billboard Hot 100 chart come late August. The tune has been adopted as the working class anthem by many conservatives, while some progressives have remained skeptical due to its lyrics. The song touches on human trafficking of children, even alluding to late billionaire Jeffrey Epstein and his illicit activities involving minors. I wish politicians looked out for minors and not just minors on an island. Anthony sings in the song, which is just over 3 minutes long. The singer also touches on out-of-touch politicians, high taxes, and those who take advantage of the system by milking welfare. Which, by the way, I have seen people do that, and it's disgusting. It's like, you really just like are just wanting like things completely given to you for like no effort at all. Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and the obese milking welfare, he sings. Well, God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. Which, by the way, I've always wondered why or how the people on like 600-pound life have been able to eat those foods. And what I discovered is that typically, once you get past like a certain weight, where it actually becomes like a real problem to move, you could potentially actually apply for disability just because you're so fat, which is kind of crazy to me. Is like, so wait, so you could get disability for being so fat that you caused yourself to be that fat, but you could potentially make like a livable income by just being fat? Like, that just seems kind of crazy to me. It's like, wow, so if you just eat a few cakes a day, you could potentially get to the point where you could just be getting money every single month. Like, that seems really crazy to me. So his message has been amplified by major voices including Fox News, Laura Ingraham, and popular podcast host Joe Rogan. Which, by the way, side note, which I thought was kind of interesting, Joe Rogan has a nine-figure podcast, and he has like three people running it, like including him. So it's like Joe Rogan, Young Jamie, and I think a third person that does some back end stuff, which I think is crazy. Reaction to the song has been instantaneous, with the song climbing up the charts and millions around the world sharing how the song has touched them. I'm a 40-year-old Iraq vet Marine, and this one got my eyes a little soggy too. But I'm very proud of this young man for having the cojones to tell it like it is. Semper Fidelis Oliver. One person wrote on YouTube, which I guess is just Semperfi. This is the first time a non gospel song has brought tears to my eyes and left me speechless. This is beautifully written and so true, a woman shared. I'm 75 years. I worked overtime for BS pay my entire life, and I approve this message. Another added. I've been an iron worker for 17 years, and broke is an understatement to my finances. This song is the American dream, wrote one person who resonated. Outside of the US, supporters of the musician have weighed in across social media. Speaking from Ireland, this song is an emotional masterpiece. It genuinely moves me multiple times every single time I play it, one person wrote. You speak of the majority of the world, F the rich men north of Richmond. Just a guy from Greece here, lifelong dream to move to the US one day. Some would say a song like this should only discourage me, but damn, I've always been inspired by his people, his true people, his heart and soul, and this man singing this song is a fine example. This song isn't just for the US, this song should bring all people together, at least all of those whose hearts in the right place, the commenter continued. Let's see, so breaking after offering to cover the cost to produce Oliver Anthony's album, legendary country producer Ed John Rich has agreed to produce that record. Ed DiBongino offers to assist with distribution. Holy yes. Oliver Anthony, email me back. So I think that's pretty cool. So I guess he is pretty much going to be independent. So, like, yeah, he could literally be on the track to literally change his like financial situation to like unbelievable levels. I just hope that he manages his finances in a way where he doesn't ever have to struggle with money ever again. Because you don't want someone to like blow up from a song like this and then their life gets worse over the years. You want their life to improve over the years. So that's all I hope for. Since going live, Anthony's song has also been met with open arms from many in the music industry. One man, Jason Howerton, said on Twitter. Oh, yeah, okay. Howerton also claimed in a tweet that Rich will produce the album for the singer. On Thursday, rapper Gucci Mane also showed interest in the country singer in a post on Instagram. In a post, the Black Beatles crooner told his followers that he would love to sign Anthony to his 1017 imprint. Hi fam, I need y'all help on this one. I'm trying to sign these guys as my first country artist to 1017, the rapper wrote. Gucci Mane shared a screenshot of the song on Apple Music and urged his 17 million followers to help him get in contact with the rich men north of Richmond singer. I need the info ASAP, he shared. That's pretty cool. And the cool thing about this, like the more people with like massive followings, like spread the word of this guy, spread the videos of this guy, the song of the guy, his career is just going to keep on going so much better for him, like long term. And I really hope that he's able to like go long term with this because you want to see someone like do something that they really love to do for a very long time, you know? And since finding seemingly overnight success, Anthony has taken a step back briefly to cope with the newfound fame. Clearly overwhelmed by the chart topping climb, Anthony posted on Facebook that he is so thankful for the support and is working on new music and shows. I'm working on getting gigs scheduled and will post a calendar when it's available. Like again, his life quite literally changed at the snap of the fingers, which is pretty crazy. Such a beautiful yet simple song. Good for him. Interesting. Congratulations. Great song, great message. Interesting. Yeah. Feel free to give your thoughts on this. If you basically became pretty much the equivalent to like an overnight millionaire, how would you spend that money? How would you manage that money? My recommendation: get out of debt, have an emergency fund, buy a home in cash, and start automatically investing your like retirement, and you can pretty much do whatever the hell you want to do with your money after that.